This is the second day of learning absolute value. Today's focus will be understanding absolute value in real world situation. Try the smart start. What is the absolute value of negative 12? What is the opposite of negative 12? Are opposites and absolute values always the same? Explain your answer. You can pause the video and answer in your notebook. Again, what is the absolute value of negative 12? Recall information from yesterday's lesson. What is the absolute value? What do you know about absolute value? What absolute value represents? And what is the opposite of 12? What do you know about the opposites? Again, here, are opposites and absolute values always the same? Opposites and absolute values always the same? Explain your answer. You can pause the video and you can answer the question. Okay. Think about absolute value of 12. We're looking, or in this case, we're looking for what? The distance. And distance, we say it's always positive. So what is absolute value of negative 12? It's going to be equal to 12. I'm going to give you answers. So this is going to be equal to 12. The absolute value is going to be 12. Okay. What is the opposite of negative 12? What are opposites? Again, this is going to be positive 12. Okay. Are opposites and absolute values always the same? Explain your answer. What do you think? We do know that absolute values are always positive because they represent the distance. But opposites can be negative. Let's move to the next one. Absolute value. Absolute value, copy this. The distance a number is from 0. As you see here in a number line, this is the review from yesterday's lesson. So negative 3 is 3 spaces away from 0. Also, positive 3 is 3 spaces away from 0. What do you know about this? So we're talking about the absolute values, and this is the way how we write the absolute value. Absolute value of negative 3 is equal to 3, and absolute value of positive 3 is equal to 3 because they represent the distance, both distances. Okay, absolute value expressions. One day in Montreal, the temperature rose from negative 33 degrees Fahrenheit to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. How many degrees did the temperature rise? Now, we do have here the number line. It's negative 33, and positive 50. Now, as you see here, negative 33 is 33 spots away from 0. You see, from 0 away from 0. And positive 50 is 50 spots away from 0. Now, to figure out how many degrees did the temperature rise, what do you do? Think about how do we find the distance from negative 33 to 50? We're talking only about the distance. And we're going to see how many degrees did the temperature rise. You can pause the video for the second and you can think. Write your answer in your notebook. Okay. Now, in this case, we add the absolute values, which is negative absolute value of negative 33 plus positive 50, absolute value of positive 50, and we do say that is equal to 33 because negative 33 is equal to 33. It represents the distance, plus 50 equal to 83. In this case, the temperature rose 83 degrees. Write the complete sentence. Answer the question in the complete sentence. Copy the board. The other problem is, so these are the the real world problems. The Empire State Building is the tallest building in New York City. It measures 1,454 feet, including the antenna. The subway tunnel is 103 feet below ground level. How far away is the tunnel to the top of the Empire State Building? Think about. Let me underline the information so you can see. Let me see. Okay. So it measures, this is a measure, 1,454 feet, including the antenna. The subway tunnel is 103 feet below. So below. What below means? You have to understand below ground level. Below ground level. So we're going to start somewhere here, 103. Somewhere here. Should be somewhere here. Negative 103. And we're going to go to the distance of 1. So how tall is this building? Is 1,454. 1454. It's going to be somewhere in middle here. Okay. Now, in order to figure out how far is the tunnel to the top of the Empire State Building, we do have to figure out the absolute values of this number and to add to figure out the distance. Here is the number line. So 103, negative 103, and the 1,454. Now, in order to figure out this distance, we're going to add the absolute values. So absolute value of negative 103 plus absolute value of 1,454 is equal to negative absolute value of negative 103 is positive 103 plus absolute value of 1,454 is 1,454, and the sum of this in distance is 1,557 feet. So this is the final answer. Okay, now let's practice this. Jordan had $37 in her bank account. She went to the mall to buy a new outfit. When she left, she had negative $14 in her bank account. How much money did she spend at the mall? Prove your answer with an equation. Now, what do you know? What do you know? What do you know about this problem? Read it again. Pause the video. Read it again. She had $37, right? This is the sum she had, right? But when she left, what she had left out in her bank account was minus. What does it mean? Was minus in her bank account. That means she spent all the money and she borrowed some money. This negative 14 means that she owns to the bank. Okay, negative 14. Let's go to negative 14 first. Find the negative 14 on the number line. This is the way how you have to think. When you have the number line, you just go. So you 37 first. Let's go to 37. 37 was the amount that she had, the initial amount when she went for shopping. So this is the 37. 37. Oops. 37. If okay, 37 here. Okay, and when she left, she had negative 14. So negative 14 should be here in between, somewhere between negative 20 and negative 10. So negative 14. Negative 14. Follow the direction, do same steps. Maybe it's going to be easier for you to understand how to solve this. Now, if we go back to the problem we did together, you saw that I add the absolute values to figure out the answer. Do the same thing. Do the same thing. How do we write negative 14 an absolute value? So this is the way how you write the absolute value. So negative 14, I'm having hard time to write on this computer. Negative 14, absolute value of negative 14. Let me make this a little bit longer so you see its absolute value, plus, yes, 37, absolute value of 37. Absolute value of 37. Because we want to find how much money did she spend. This is equal to, now what do you know about absolute value of negative 14? You already know this. And what do you know about the absolute value of 37? And this is the way how you're going to figure out how much money did she spend at the mall. I'm going to let you answer the question. So I'm not going to give you everything ready. Try it in your own a little bit. Okay, let's try a few more problems. A. In 24 hours in Montana in 1916, the temperature dropped from 40 degree Fahrenheit to negative 52 degree Fahrenheit. How many degrees did the temperature fall? So there are few words you have to take care of it. Let me underline the okay, the temperature dropped from 40 to negative 52. From 40, so was 40 somewhere here, right? To negative 52. And negative 52 should be somewhere here. Oh no. Negative 52 here, okay. Negative 52. Okay, so this is going to be your distance. This is going to be the distance you're going to figure out. Again, I'm just giving hints. I'm not gonna give you the answer. What do you do? What did you learn in these 2 days? What did you learn? You have to recall information. You have to retrieve information from the previous lesson. What did you learn about the distance? How do we represent the distance? Okay, I'll let you think about. B. On one day in South Dakota, the temperature fell from 50 degree to 8 degrees below zero. How many degrees did the temperature drop? It says the temperature fell from 55 degree to 8 degree below zero. 8 degree below zero. Very important, below zero. Where do you place on the number line number 8? If it says below zero, where does number 8 belongs to in a number line? Okay, again, I'll give you the hints. I'll show you on the number line. So I give you the hint. 55. So it was 55 degree. 55 here. 55. Oh gosh. 55. And we go and it drops. It says it drops, right? To 8 degree below 0. 0 is here. Negative 10 is here. So it should be here negative 8. Now, how do you figure out how many degrees did the temperature drop? Again, you just find the distance by what? By adding the absolute values. Add the absolute values and figure out the answer. Okay. Let's move on to the next. Practice. Write the answer, please, on your notebook. Okay. Here are the answers. For the money that she spent, it's 37 plus 14 is $51. And for the second problem, 40 plus negative 52 is equal to 40 plus 52 is equal to 92 degrees. The temperature fall 92 degrees. Okay, one day, and the other problem, it's 55 plus, absolute value of 55 plus absolute value of negative 8 is equal to 55 plus 8 is equal to 63 degrees. The temperature dropped 63 degrees. Okay. All right, good luck guys, and I'll see you on the next lesson.